Good afternoon, East Brunswick. I just first would like to start by welcoming and wishing everybody who celebrates a happy St. Patrick's Day. If you come in a little closer, I think I have a little bit of green in my shirt. But I'm colorblind, so I'm not 100% sure about that. But for those that are celebrating, we do want to wish them a happy and safe St. Patrick's Day. As promised, I'm here to update everybody on what's going on in the township in our response to the crisis regarding the coronavirus. I'm here today with John Kosick, a name that should be familiar to most people here in East Brunswick. He's our director of OEM. And the reason that he's here today is because we wanted to emphasize the fact that what's going on in town in terms of our response to this emergency is being coordinated completely through the Office of Emergency Management, and he is our liaison between the schools, the library, the township, and and all of the citizens to make sure that our response is as up-to-date, current, and based on true scientific data as best as possible. And so he's been working by my side and with everybody in the management of the township since day one. So I want to thank you for your continued commitment, and this is certainly not your first rodeo.
It is not. And for yourself and the residents, we have a plan. We've had a plan for this, and we're under control. The township's under control. We have good leadership, and we're heading in the right direction. So as we move forward, this is for the long haul. It's not a short. We're used to short emergencies, snowstorms, power outages. This is going to be a little bit longer, and we're going to be able to handle this. We have a good handle on it now. The protective measures we have in place with the declaration that you signed, if you want to expand upon that.
Sure.
With me yesterday, that will indeed save lives.
I agree. For the residents, so that they know, this is a completely fluid situation. Information's coming to us. In all honesty, I could be sitting here for this 10-minute little discussion, and I will get probably somewhere between 30 and 50 emails. So the information is coming from all different sources, and information's updated constantly. So what we tell you yesterday is clearly going to be different than today, and will almost likely be different than what we tell you tomorrow. I do believe at some point we will get to a place where things are steady and we will be at a plateau for a while. That will be our new normal until we finally see ourselves through this. For the meantime, the municipal buildings will be closed. For anybody who has the need to deal with any particular department, all the extensions for departments are online on the township website. They are posted on periodically on EBTV. The staff is in, although they are on a shortened shift, so we have A and B teams keeping as few people in the building as possible, but the business of the township needs to go on. So if you do call or if you do use email, any payments can be made online. All of that's working. There are areas of the town that are open. DPW is open. Most of their work is outdoors, and they are within the CDC guidelines for safe distances. Our recycling center is open. Again, that's an outdoor thing where you can, I know many people may be home now, sort of housebound doing a lot of work. We want to make it still possible for you to utilize the center, but safely. Our parks are open. The only thing that will be changing is we are being advised by our liability carriers that the closure of the parks, at least for the childhood playgrounds, will be fenced off within the next day. But we do want people to go out, exercise, utilize the parks. We just want you to maintain safe distances. We don't want people congregating. And so as such, we're going to be closing off the playground area, but please utilize the parks. As was mentioned already by the director, we did put through a proclamation yesterday, and what that did was it extended some of the words of Executive Order 104 that the governor put out yesterday. It was silent on some specific issues that we feel are in the interest of resident safety, we need to make sure that we're adhering to the CDC and WHO guidelines that regards no assembly over 50 people and exhibiting social distancing of 6 feet or more between people. So as a result, one of the additions that we put in our proclamation that both of us signed, it's a proclamation that was put together by our OEM director right here, John Cossack, and myself, includes the fact that what we will be closing on top of Executive Order number 104 are banquet halls, adult and child daycare centers, barber shops, hair salons, nail salons, any type of state licensed cosmetology establishments, and massage establishments. There's no way that you could possibly provide those services and do it within 6 feet. So it just follows the common sense and evidence-based medicine that the CDC is recommending. We are also suggesting to all of our houses of worship that they too follow the CDC guidelines and prohibit assemblies of more than 50 people and to exercise social distancing of 6 feet or more between people. And to be honest, almost all of them have complied, and it's amazing. Everybody seems to be figuring out the right thing to do, and we're actually getting this thing done. So I, again, want to thank everybody for the inconvenience that we recognize these restrictions are causing, but it's only in the interest of people's health and safety, which from day one has been my top priority. So with that in mind, I just want to let you add some comments regarding safety and OEM issues that towns should be aware of.
Yes, thanks, Mayor. The first thing I'd like people to know, we are shoulder to shoulder in our work. We're separated. There's 6 feet. We take that what it should be, as everyone at home should be taking it that way. This is social separation, not social isolation. So continue being sociable, just separate yourself to 6 feet. Very important. The decisions we're making are not taken lightly. They're taken very seriously, and everyone knows in the community what we have done through the years on our different disasters. It's all for their benefit. And none of this can be done, and I've said this on every disaster we had, none of this can be done without our residents. Our residents are the true people out there that will make this stop. They help on every disaster to stop and mitigate the disaster. So please, follow the guidelines that you receive. Listen to what we have to say. We take everything seriously before we put it out. We vet it. We have the proper sources. Please, washing your hands, separation is the key to success here. We need to beat this. If we don't beat this and we have people going into our hospital system, it's just going to end up bending and breaking. We don't want that to happen. So people like to work on numbers saying we only have a handful of people sick, only a handful of people that have passed away. We need to prevent that, to prevent illness and surge into our hospitals. Keep in mind, keep in your thoughts, keep in your prayers, our first responders. They signed up for this. Many are volunteers. They are going to show up. You call 911, you're going to get the same response you would have gotten 2 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 2 years ago. They're dedicated. They will be there. Be assured, if you ever call 911, we're showing up. They're not doing what you and I at home have to do. They're showing up. That's what they do. I heard a really good saying that our grandparents, our great parents were called to go to war. We're called to sit on our couch. That's what we need to do right now. We need to sit on our couch, separate from each other, and wash our hands. We're going to beat this. There's no doubt about it. The plan we have in effect is a winning plan. We will beat this. The March Madness that we're all used to has been put on hold. The March Madness that we now have, we're going to be in the Final Four, and we're going to be the champs.
That's right. It'll be a May Madness,
Yes, it'll be a May Madness. We are going to beat this. Please, 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 wash your hands, keep your distance, trusted sources, follow your trusted sources, not the hype sources. So we're working, we're here. My phone number, 732-390-6947. It's 24/7, non-emergency, 911's emergency. Call me, voicemail, I'll get back to you. Obviously, It's getting filled up quickly now. But if you have any questions, be assured we are here to help you, and we have a great team assembled.
I appreciate that, John. In addition, we do recognize that there's going to be some businesses that are unfortunately hurt through this crisis, both through the executive order of the governor and the extension that we put through. We recognize that. We ask that you consider purchasing gift certificates to some of these businesses so that they can hopefully remain operational or at least be able to make some payroll and minimize the number of people that will be let go during this downturn. We're also asking that you go out and utilize takeout and drive-through restaurants who also will be suffering from this economic downturn that will be resulting from the virus. And do your best to try to stay positive. I also are in the process of having our Parks and Rec department put together a website on the township with a link that will list all of the restaurants that are open for takeout, some of the work that some of the bigger grocery stores will be doing to try to help those that are seniors who should really be careful. They are they, along with people with immune deficiencies and chronic lung diseases, are the ones that are the greatest risk for exposure and sickness that would be more difficult to treat from this virus. So certain stores are having separate lanes, others will be having separate hours for them. And we're also looking to see if there's organizations that would be willing to go out and do some of the purchasing and pharmacy pickups for seniors. That's also being worked on. So again, it's a fluid situation. We're trying our best to provide as many services as we can, and we will continue to keep you updated as the situation changes and information needs to be disseminated. Thank you, and stay safe.